Good evening and welcome to the Formula Racing League Assetto Corsa Competizione Round 2 of Taco Tuesday Season 12 sees us travel to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in Indiana, USA. Tom Cairns in the control position and you'll be hearing from me during the course of the next couple of hours. This is the Pro category. Drivers are on circuit during this practice session to gather as much mileage and lap time as possible before qualifying does begin in around 15 minutes from now. To recap on what happened 2 weeks ago at the season opener in Kyalami, it was total domination from the home hero Jared Vermeulen, who led virtually every single lap to win out by around half a minute over Mauro Arsenio in second position. Completing the podium was the Finn, Juho Mäkinen, ahead of Alex Morgan and Krzysztof Kozlowski. The top 10 was rounded off by Morgan Grace, Sean Cole, Ben Milden, Cameron McCoskey and Josh Clayton. Craig Law was in the top 5 for a long period of the race, but needed to pit for a splash and dash with a couple of laps to go, and suffered connection issues, and he fell to 25th position. Season 10 champions Zdeněk Vogel ended up in the wars on the opening lap after colliding with another driver at the S's. A long stay in the pits for repairs had put him well out of sync with the field and trailed home to 29th and 2 championship points. Time to look at Indianapolis then, host of the second round of this season's Taco Tuesday. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway has been a pillar in the motorsport world since it first opened its doors in 1909. It first hosted its famous annual Indy 500 event 2 years later and has become one of the events of which every driver would love to win. Its 2.5 mile oval has remained throughout its entire history up to now. From 1950 to 1960, the Indy 500 became part of the Formula 1 World Championship before the event joined forces with IndyCar. However, the new millennium saw its road course built in time for the United States Grand Prix, hosting the first Formula 1 event in the US since Phoenix in 1991. It would remain on the calendar for 8 years, but Indianapolis isn't remembered for all the right reasons though. In 2004, Fernando Alonso and Ralf Schumacher both suffered rear tyre failures, resulting in horrendous shunts. This led to the Grand Prix in the following year being one of the strangest in the history of motorsport, let alone Formula 1. All the cars that were running Michelin tyres, of which the French tyre manufacturer has seen blowouts not just in 2004 but in its 2005 edition as well as the same circuit, had to withdraw from the race on the grounds of safety, leaving only the 6 Bridgestone tyre cars to battle amongst themselves for 73 laps. 2007 proved to be the last F1 race at the Brickyard, Lewis Hamilton claiming the second Grand Prix win of his career after his long-fought battle with rival and McLaren teammate Fernando Alonso. As of 2023, the Indy 500 has been held on 107 occasions. Helio Castroneves, Al Unser Sr., AJ Foyt and Rick Mears share the honours with the most number of victories by a single driver with 4 each. Joseph Newgarden is the most recent winner of the event, of which he claimed his first triumph. He will be drinking the milk and walking away with victory around the banking of this adored racetrack. Well, so far in this practice session, Jared Vermeulen continuing where he left off in Kyalami, setting the fastest time out of everyone so far, with 1:41.3. Bearing in mind, we don't know for certain what track conditions they'd set those laps in, so don't think that he's going to end up being that's quite the relevant information in comparison to what we're going to see in qualifying later. Some drivers will have gone out there in different track conditions to others. If you have joined us on the stream, we do welcome you. Do get involved in the live chat if you ever so wish to do so. And Craig Law has gone to the top with a 1:41.1. Van Lyshow up there in second place as well. We've got just under 2 minutes to go. Do apologise for the delay to the start of the broadcast, or at least we're in before qualifying begins. 15 minutes of qualifying, and it's a 60-minute race around this road course of Indianapolis. There we can see Jere Vermeulen in third place. Go to Aragonesses, who did not make it to the end of the last race. Alberto Aragonesses didn't make it to the end. So far at the moment we've got 30 drivers in the server, which is good to see. Hopefully we get a few more before qualifying does get underway, or in fact before the race begins. I imagine some drivers would have been practicing in their own time before this practice session. You can see Aragonesses coming towards the line now. He'll get one more go at this. The man driving in the number 2 Audi, and he's gone up into 8th position. And Jeffrey Godefroy in P4 had a nightmare of a race, and he ended up 23rd overall. Czechoslovak is out now. There's not too many cars out on circuit as we speak, so it won't be too long before qualifying begins. Godefroy coming round, complete his final timed lap. Where will he end up as he exits the banking? In fact, he's slowed before the line, so he won't be improving on his lap. And to Nico Busov, last season's champion, hoping to defend his title. He wasn't in last week, 2 weeks ago though, for the season opener for unknown reasons. Busov is coming round now to complete his last lap of this practice session, and he goes up into 5th position. It's not a bad effort at all. Here's Kyle Revel, who completes his last time lap, and we end up going straight into qualifying. The green light is on, and we should see a flurry of cars exiting the pit lane. And Vermeulen is wasting no time in getting his 144 Ferrari out there. It's quite a long pit lane here that you have to be on the limiter for. That's the last thing a driver will want, is being caught speeding in the pit lane on the circuit. So Vermeulen on the racetrack now. Once he comes towards the banking to start his first flying lap, we'll go for a lap with him on board. And there's no more rain on the horizon. The track is damp, but the track should pick up as the session thickens. Track temperature 15 degrees, air temperature 12 degrees. So we'll go for a lap with the 144 Ferrari. The race winner of Kyalami takes us on a tour on a damp racetrack of this Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Going towards turn 1 then, onto 260 kilometers per hour before you slam on the brakes. In second gear, 80 kilometers an hour before you turn in to turns 1 and 2. And up to third gear, 165 kilometers an hour before you brake and then turn. Turn 4, and then through the right 105. Keeping the foot planted to the throttle. You brake, placing the car on the apex for turn number 6. Nicely done through 7 as well. Use the runoff area strangely in this game. Thanks for 8. 85 kilometers an hour. Right curves of 9 and 10. Braking for 11. Second gear. Now you're heading towards the oval section. Brake for the chicane. First gear. The cars ahead won't get in the way. I fear that it might. Shouldn't put Vermeulen off too much though. Comes around now. Complete his first time lap. It won't be his best lap of the session as the track continues to pick up. He goes over the line. It's a 1:39.8. Thank you to Jared for providing us with that lap there. How about the others? How are they getting on? Well, Ed Sterling has not got a time on the board yet. Cameron Mikowski is looking to get his time on the board. Conor Byers is the second driver to get a time on the board. Mikowski goes ahead of him. Say 1:40.7. 1:40.6, I should say. A long ways to go yet, though. The track is still damp. Like I say, it will pick up. It could even come down to last driver over the line that determines who will start on pole position. Alex Morgan, front row starter 2 weeks ago. Kyalami goes up into second place, albeit for a brief moment because Craig Law has taken that spot away from him. And Geoffrey Godefroy is able to go up in the Ferrari. It's now a Ferrari 1, 2 and 3. Godefroy up into second place. Mackinnon up there in fourth place too. Still got 16 drivers yet to post lap times. How is Vermeulen getting on? He surely must be on a better lap than what he did so last time around. Comes through the last corner of this configuration. Vermeulen crosses over the line, and it is not an improvement from before. So I wonder if he made a mistake somewhere on that timed lap. And Sterling, who has got a lap on the board, is currently 15th. See Luke Prentice in the number 43 Porsche. Last turn now. How will Luke get on with this lap? The answer to that question, he goes up into 23rd position. Ian Simcox coming out of the pits. Mauro Senio on circuit in the number 11 Porsche. Drivers continuing to find time. Craig Law is top of the timing pages, but not for long because Nico Busov is up there himself. 139.3 for him. It's a fine way to get himself up there, most certainly for the Croatian. Looking to recover after missing in Kyalami. Doing a terrific job so far. Vermeulen goes to the top now with a 139.2 in the Ferrari. The 144 Ferrari, he's up there. Ben Milden in 4th position in the Porsche. And we see Kamil Makowski coming round in the Aston Martin. And he slightly improved his time, but not in position. Kyle Revel, how's he getting on? Improving that time, but no change in position either. Ian Simcox is on circuit, sliding his way through the last turn. He heads for the line. Does he get his first time on the board? Well, he gets a time, but I think it might actually be on an outlap. Adam Sharp and Alberto Aragonés have yet to post a time, as has Dominic Crosby. Bern Milden exiting turn number 14. Going around the last turn before he heads for the line. Touches the grass, I think, a little bit. Oh, and that's someone in the wall there in the background. That's the number 30 who's smashed into the barrier, and that is Mateusz Skov. He's out of everyone's way. That was a wild shunt there. Vermeulen is still the man to beat. He's heading over the line now. Is this an improvement in time? It is. It's a 139 dead. It stretches the margin by another couple of tenths, does the South African. Morgan in 5th place. Nathan Booth is 6th. And we've got to fight Grace Kozlowski and Byers. So in 2nd place, Law down to 3rd. See Morgan, Booth, Godefroy and Grace. Vermeulen stops on circuit. He feels he may have to take a gamble go onto slicks. I think the slicks are the way to go now. There have been only 5 minutes left in the session. Some parts of the track are damp still, others are almost bone dry. Now can Busov find enough time? Well, Milden's moved up to 3rd. Law is down to 5th place behind Godefroy. So he was on the front row not too long ago, but he's pushed down. Peter van Lyshout coming on song. Wow, is Busov getting on with this lap? And it's not an improvement for him, so he stays where he is. There's Alex Morgan coming round in the number 501 McLaren. And it's not good enough to improve the time. Stays where he is. Now we go to Connor Byers in the 74 Aston Martin. Heads over the line right now. And he does not improve on that occasion. Juho Mäkinen in the 109 Porsche, looking to improve on his 13th position. He's coming up behind. I think that's Jeff Prince is trying to get through there. He's getting held up, but he's going over the line now to hopefully improve his time. Goes up into 5th. So that's more like it there from the Finn. Vermeulen does not improve his time. It may be on an outlap. You can see Milden around with just over 3 minutes to go. And this lap time of his is good enough to move on to the front row. That's a good effort from Ben. Onto the front row he goes. And Peter van Lieshout is able to improve to go onto the front row, but Busov is trying to find time. He goes ahead of Milden into third place. And now we go to the number 17 of Nathan Booth, who remains in 10th position. Got the 501 of Morgan coming through. He doesn't improve. Law does though. He goes back up into 5th place. What about the 74 of Byers, who's in 13th spot? And over the line he goes now, and he goes top. 138.7 for Connor. A quarter of a second clear of Jared Vermeulen. And he stops on the circuit. Is he going to be able to get round in time? He's going to have to go on a set of slicks if he's going to get another lap in. I think Vermeulen is going to miss the cut, to be honest with you, to get back pole. So he's not going to be on pole. He's the race winner of the South African race in Kyalami. Van Lieshout finding time as best as he can. Vermeulen leaves the pits now. He might just get over the line in time, and he'll be the last driver over the line as well, so that'll be even better for him. And there's Busov, who is slowing down to give himself some space for him to go again for one last time. Craiglaw is running in 6th position. Ben Milden coming round. I don't know if this is a fast lap. We'll assume that it is for now. Milden going over the line and does not improve his time. There's Craig Law, I think has backed off to give himself some space for his last run. Here he comes over the line and he goes for his last time effort, because this is where it's going to count now. The track is greasy, so the track is continuing to pick up. Got a fry in the pits, he won't be going out again. And there's Jared Vermeulen, who'll get over the line before the checker flag falls. Byers has done his bit for this session, as is Van Lieshout. So Busov needs to find a time. Around the last corner, he'll get over the line before the checker flag. Here he comes, and he gets over the line with 6 seconds to spare. Drivers continuing to head over the line to begin their last runs. So the checker flag is out, so anyone on a fast lap can complete it. Jack Prentice looking to move up the order, stays in 26th place. And looking to see who else is potentially going to improve. There is Craig Law. We can also see Milden and Busov coming around to complete their final laps. Busov trying to get a tail off the car in front. And he does not go up the order. Milden does though. Goes up to 4th place ahead of him. So an excellent last time lap there from Ben Milden to put himself onto the 2nd row provisionally. Law going over the line. Improves his time but not his position. Stays where he is. Juro Mäkinen on circuit, as is Jared Vermeulen. So Vermeulen coming round turn number 13. His last time lap. And he's coming into the pits, so he's not finding time on that last run. So Vermeulen is not going to be on pole, and neither is Juro Mäkinen. So go to Krzysztof Kozlowski, who had a spirited race 2 weeks ago in Kyalami, and he's not actually going to improve his time, so he'll be 13th on the grid. So at the end of that interesting qualifying session. It is Connor Byers in the 74 Aston Martin who will be on pole position in the pro category of Taco Tuesday. Jero Vermeulen will be alongside him on the front row, with Peter Van Nyshow and Ben Milden next to each other on the second row. Nico Busov and Craig Law next, followed by Juho Mäkinen, Jeffrey Godefroy, Calvin Mikowski and Alex Morgan rounding out the top 10. Nathan Booth and Morgan Grace on row 6 ahead of Krzysztof Kosowski and Demian van der Waal. Kyle Revel and Matteo Scova on row 8 ahead of Ed Sterling and Mauro Arsenio, who has a lot of work to do from 18th. Alberto Aragoneses and Arkelius Mihalka are on row 10 ahead of Zdeněk Vogel and Farklov Verpittel. Luke Prentice and Kuchinkin are next on row 12 ahead of Chris Faster and Kevin Druin. Jack Prentice and Adam Sharp on row 14 ahead of Cam Kevers and Ian Simcox, with Dominic Crosby the only driver to not set a fast time. Well, we've got about 5 minutes before the formation that begins, so I will take a quick break and I'll be back for when the formation that begins. Do not go anywhere, folks. This should be a very interesting Taco Tuesday race here in Indianapolis. Welcome back. We're around about half a minute away from the start of the formation lap, and Conor Byers will be a very, very happy man to place his Aston Martin on pole position at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Euro Vermeulen will be content with second. He knows exactly what he needs to do. If he doesn't do it on track, he can always do it in the pits. Each driver has a mandatory pit stop to make. They do not have to add fuel, but they do have to change tyres when they come in for their stop. And the field should be going on their formation lap now. And Conor Byers will lead the field around this road course of Indy. We'll run down on the grid then for the second race of Season 12 Taco Tuesday. Conor Byers on pole position ahead of the South African Jere Vermeulen, who's got in for 2 wins out of 2. Peter van Leitschow in a brilliant third place ahead of Ben Milden, and it's Nico Busov and Craig Law next behind, with Juho Mäkinen and Jeffrey Godefroy on the 4th row. Cameron Mikowski and Alex Morgan rounding out the top 10. Then we've got Nathan Booth and Morgan Grace on the 6th row ahead of Krzysztof Kozlowski and Damian van der Waal. Kyle Revel and Mateusz Skov are 15th and 16th ahead of Ed Sterling and Mauro Arsenio. Alberto Aragoneses and Arkadiusz Michalka rounding out the top 20. Zdeněk Volkel, the season 10 champion, in 21st place. He needs a much improved performance after his shambolic performance in Kyalami. He's ahead of Volkel and Bissell in 22nd. Luke Prentice and Sergei Kuchinkin are next in 23rd and 24th. It's Chris Foster and Kevin Druin. Jack Prentice and Adam Sharp are next, ahead of Ken Cavers and Ian Simcox. And in 31st and last place on the grid, on his own on the 16th row of the grid, that is Dominic Crosby in the 99 BMW. 31 cars ready to go. Quite a bit down from last time out. It will still be in for some good racing. Air temperature 11 degrees, track temperature 12. The track is green, but most importantly is dry. So I think we're going to see some brilliant racing all the way through. It's an hour long, 40 points for a race win, 38 for second, 36 for third. There's a point also on offer for the driver who sets the fastest lap, no matter in what position they finish in. It's a 7-race calendar. We've been to Kyalami. Tonight is Indianapolis. Then it's to Mount Panorama in Bathurst, which will be the venue for the final 90-minute special of the season. The final 4 races will be held in Silverstone, Valencia, Imola, and the rescheduled round of Spa that is set to be the host for the season finale on March the 5th. Well, the field are coming back into their mandated rows of 2. And there is Conor Byers in the 74 Aston Martin, ready to go. Can he lead the field into turn 1? He'll have the inside line. He just needs to outbrake Vermeulen into the first corner, and he should get through there safe and sound, provided he doesn't outbrake himself. They're coming around the last corner now, and then we await for the marshal to wave the green flag, which will indicate the start of the race. And they won't want to go too quickly, otherwise they will be penalised if they do. Round 2 of the championship, and the green flag is waved, and the drivers are off now, and we are racing at Indianapolis. Byers getting off to a really poor start, and Vermeulen is in front of him before they even get to the turn. So Vermeulen, the race winner of South Africa, is leading with Byers in second place, and we've seen a move there from Van Leitschow, who retains third place ahead of Ben Milden, and now fancies his chances with Byers ahead, and Vermeulen is already pulling away ahead of the pack. We see Ben Milden under threat from Nico Busov, who makes a move up the inside there. There's Juho Mäkinen going off track, losing it on the exit of turn number 4. And we've got a spin further back. Who's that that's gone off the track? That's Morgan Grace in the number 14 Ferrari. He's gone for a little bit of lawn mowing. At least gets back onto the track safely, but he's lost a ton of places there. Needs to be careful with track limits as well, don't forget. So there's your race order. Vermeulen leads, Byers second, and it's Van Leitschow ahead of Milden. Busov has just lost the position there to Craig Law. Then we've got Godefroy and Morgan fighting it out for 7th and 8th. Morgan getting off to a very good start actually in the 5:01 McLaren. Nathan Booth is 9th, making a great start, as is Damian van der Waal, moving into 10th place. So Vermeulen beginning to pull away from the rest of the field. It being only an hour long, we are looking at around something like a 35 lap race, no more than 40. Bear in mind they have all got a pit stop to do, but they're heading over the line now to complete the first lap. We've got a driver heading for the pit lane, and that is Dominic Crosby, who I think is just looking to get his stop done and out of the way. Has he been caught up in any first lap mayhem? It doesn't look like he has, but there's another driver in the pits, and that's Callum Makowski. Now I don't know if this is scheduled for both of them, but they want to get it done and out of the way, but they want to make sure they complete their stops and out of the pits before the field get round again to lap them. And that's the last thing you want on a track like this. So Law is in 5th place ahead of Busov. Got a fight under threat from Morgan. Right on board with Morgan as they exit the hairpin and go through turn number 7. And now you can see that Busov running wide, and that allows Godefroy and Morgan to go through. Busov running well wide there on the exit of turn number 7. Now the brake for the sharp left-hander of 8. So Euro Mackin is right behind Skov in P11. Now we see Vermeulen in the 111 Porsche, looking for a way through ahead of Peter Van Show. He's had one of the best performances of his Taco Tuesday career. And Milden so late on the brakes, just trying to push Van Show into a mistake. Around the last corner, and they will begin the 3rd lap. Now is Milden looking for a way past. Might do it into turn 1 if he's lucky enough. He will have to be late on the brakes though if he's going to pull a move like that off, and he won't do it on this occasion. Busov is in 8th place ahead of Booth, and there's Mateusz Skov having to fend off Juho Mäkinen into turn 1. Van der Waal down to 12th place now, Arsenio up to 13th. Doing a fine job so far, and it looks like Makowski and Crosby have exited the pit lane. Crosby's down a lap though on the leaders. Makowski is still ahead of Vermeulen, but only just. It'll be a matter of time before Makowski will get given the blue flags, which he won't want. With the fastest up of the race, he's 2.3 seconds clear over Byers as they come towards the chicane just before the banking. 5 minutes into this one, and so far so good for Vermeulen. Milden is under threat from Craig Law, who's looking for a way through himself. Is he going to make a move up the inside into turn 1? Will he be late on the brakes? Field are very much settling into the race now. There's not too much dicing going on. Looks like the race is going to end up finishing in the darkness, unless it's actually in the early hours of the morning. No, it's 7:11 PM, and given the time lapse goes at twice the speed to what it is in real life, this race should be done at around about 9 PM, and it'll be around about darkness around about that time it comes round to it. Byers ahead of Van Lyshout. It's Milden, Law, Godefroy. So far so good in this race for him. We've seen time and time again of his melodies with other drivers. Circuit. Now we can see someone running wide ahead there. That was Milden that was running wide. I can tell you Godfrey is taking the decision to duck into the pits. He does not want to wait around those cars, so he thought, you know what, I'm not going to lose time. I'm going to head for the pit lane, get my pit stop done now. And then we see Craig Law going for a move on Ben Milden into turn 1. This is a move for 4th place completed. It's not. Milden was able to hold him off for now. Milden is in 4th position still, holding off Craig Law as they come towards turn number 6. Behind Law is Alex Morgan. Behind Morgan is Nico Busov, and it's Nathan Booth, Matthias Skov, and Juho Mäkinen, who's still stuck behind him. Sunye running in 12th place now. Godfrey has done his pit stop and he's just coming back onto the circuit now. He should stay on the lead lap. So he'll have some clean ahead of him. You can see Vermeulen coming up to lap. Well, it looks like Kamil Makowski. Godfrey's just leaving the pits now, so he needs to get his skates on to avoid having to slow down for the blue flags. Seven-tenths of a second between Van Lyshout and Milden in the battle for the final podium position, and I can say that Alex Morgan is now ahead of Craig Law into 5th place. Sorry, Law down to 6th. Busov ahead of Booth, Skov, and Mäkinen. And in fact, Mäkinen has got in front of Skov now. He's doing to P9. We see Skov go for a slide there into turn 7. Van der Waal got through rather easily, and now Arsenio should be able to send him down the order. It's on the outside, but Skov will have the inside line, able to remain in front for now. See a battle going on behind. I think that's Morgan Grace tossing it out with Ed Sterling. Still keeping his foot in there. Grace looking for a move, but Sterling sees it. Feeling come around to complete his 6th lap. Ten minutes into this race now. See the air and track temperature beginning to decrease. At least it's becoming coming down. Now see Van Lyshout, Milden and Morgan fighting out for the final podium position. Morgan fancies a go round the outside. Milden sees it, outbrakes him. And Van Lyshout is looking to hold off. It's not for now. Morgan looks to the outside. He needs to watch for Craig Law because he's alongside him as they come towards 7. We go on board with Morgan once more. Green lights are on as they go through turn 8. Turn number 11, riding the curbs once more. See, Morgan going for a move on Van Lyshout into turn number 13. Don't think contact was made. Morgan looks for a way through on the inside. They get through without touching. Now Craig Law thinks he can get back through on Morgan as they go onto the pit straight. There's Law in the number 226 Ferrari. Morgan goes defensive. Law sends one to the outside. Does he get through on him? I think he's got the high ground into turn 2. And he's got back through again, has Craig Law. So the man from Northern Ireland makes his way through, gets back into 5th position. Vermeulen's lead over Byers is now 5 seconds. So the field coming round turn number 8. We see Craig Law losing it so late on the brakes. He's gone off the circuit. Thankfully he did not collect another car. I don't know whether he had a brake problem going into the corner, whether he was caught off guard there by the cars ahead, but he's back on circuit now. He's behind what looks like Mauro Arsenio. In fact, he's further down from Arsenio. He's behind what looks like Luke Prentice. Law has left himself with a lot of work to do now. The battle for third rages on. We see someone going into the pits. That is Alex Morgan. There's a black and orange flag, and I don't know who that is for. It's an interesting one. Stennet Forkle holding off Foster and Simcox. So you've got a fight. Vermeulen, who's almost a lap ahead of him. But there'll be an interesting battle between Godefroy and in fact we've got an off at turn number 2. It involves the number 14. I don't know what's happened, but Morgan Grace has had a spin and has continued. See the headlights are coming on the cars now as darkness approaches. We've got the 109 going off circuit. That's Euro Mäkinen, who's had his second spin of the race. He's back on the track now, but he's behind Kevin Druin. What he decides to do, but he head for the pits and get another set of tyres on. No, he's carrying on. Van Lyshout, Milden, Booth, it's Van der Waals, Scarf, Arsenio, Busov and Aragonesis. Law is in 13th place. He's very lucky he didn't damage the car when he went off by a long way. Booth in 5th position, to build on his performance in Kyalami. He might not have been racing Kyalami, you know, thinking of it. But he did, he ended up in 26th, 3 laps down. At least he made it to the end. Milden up the inside of Van Lyshout for third place. Two make contact. Milden will be back for more though, and he looks to the outside. He has to lift off the throttle to allow room for the Ferrari to go back ahead. Now he's looking for a way through his Ben. Right on board as they go onto the pit straight. Van Lyshout goes defensive. Milden will probably have to go to the outside to find a way through. He may have the high ground on the exit when they get to turn 2. Milden on the outside of the Ferrari, and this should be a brilliant overtake completed by the Brit. Ben Milden up to the podium places ahead of the Dutchman. And we watched Nathan Boo go for a move up the inside into turn 4, but Van Lyshout had it covered this time. Keeps hold of the place for now. Milden through into third place. It was a very neat overtake. A move that was bound to happen for quite some time. He's through at last, nevertheless. We're on lap number 11. A lot of drivers still have to make their mandatory stops. To complete them before the 1 minute window. Craig Law and Zdenek Volkel have been in the pits. You can see Vermeulen coming round. And Craig Law is still in the pits at the moment by the looks of it. No, Zdenek Volkel, I should say. There's Dominic Crosby at the back. If you have joined us, do feel free to join it. Send us anything in the live chat. Melvin Crow's coming in with his support. Last season's race winner in this category on this track. Booth in 5th place out of Van der Waal and Skov. Field continuing to settle into the race now. And Alex Morgan is the highest of all those who have pitted. He's in 26th position. He's got all the track position he needs to close in. There's Van der Waal behind. As they go through turn 14. Last turn now. Going to see an overtake involving this battle. Lap number 12 completed. Vermeulen continues to head out in front. Booth, who's behind Van Lyshout. Round the outside he goes. And that's the move completed for Booth. Another overtake done at that part of the course. And now we can see Van Lyshout having to go defensive again. This time with Matthias Skov. Although David Van der Waal's trying to get through as well. No luck so far. How much longer will it be before Horse driver makes momentum the Ferrari ahead? So Vermeulen leads out in front, nearly 8 seconds clear. Comfortable for his second win in a row. Does not have the fastest lap To his credit, that's gone in the way of Alex Morgan. He'll be happy to go at the pace that he's doing. Is he taking too much life out of those tyres too soon? Now we look at Busov. Behind Skov in the back of the P7. So they come down the pit straight. To the outside he goes. Does Busov. Skov is there. No change at the moment. Alberto Aragoneses comes into the pits, as does Kem Cavers. And there is Alex Morgan on his own. Not battling with anyone right now. Could second place be in the offing? Third place, well, fourth place still hasn't up. Booth is ahead of Van Lyshout and Van der Wal. Van der Wal up the inside of Van Lyshout, rides the curb. The two don't make contact. Van der Wal has to back out of it. All 31 starters still running. No retirement so far. Seeing some activity in the pit lane, and Mateusz Skov is going into the pits. I wonder if there's any other drivers that are doing the same. It's just him on this lap. Alex Morgan continuing to set the pace. Although he's towards the back of the pack, he stays on the lead lap. The leader is just in the background there. It will be their turn to pit in soon. Let us know who you are rooting for. Who you think will become champion by the season's end. Looking good for Jared Vermeulen, but will he be around for every race? As he heads over the line out to complete lap number 15. Now on lap 16, Finn's gap over second place Conor Byers is 9 seconds. Is that anything that Byers can do about the leader ahead? Just need to watch out for Alex Morgan. I should imagine he will be setting the pace in his McLaren. So Arsenio comes into the pits from P11. So Arsenio, Sharp and Simcox are all in the pits. One of the advertising boards has been kicked up there. That'll be one of the back markers. Grace, who's 33 seconds off the driver, who's coming into the pits. So Morgan will go ahead of those three. Byers in second place, Bendel's in third. It's Booth and Lyshout second and ninth. Top 10. Busov comes into the pits from 7th place. No retirement so far in this, all 31 still running. Crosby in 31st and last place. Those two have pitted is Alex Morgan, who I think should move in front of Nico Busov. Busov has done his stop now, he'll be leaving his box. Morgan will be coming round to pass him. The question is Busov going to stay on the lead lap? Byers, Milden, Spoof and Van Lyshout. Van der Waals in P6, not for long though because he's just come in. And you know what, we'll stay with him because I want to see how quick of a pit stop it will be around this point in the race. No drivers being caught speeding in the pit lane. Where will he stop in the box? So let's say 31.57 is where we started the time at. It's a 30-second stop, so he should be out by around about 31.27. Doesn't look like he's had any damage in this race. So he's almost ready to go to leave the box. Around about 34-35 seconds for him. Don't think that's going to be enough to get him out in front of Alex Morgan. So Morgan is through ahead of another car. Mullen crosses the line. Pits in from third. So Milden and Mäkinen in the pits for their mandatory stops around about half race distance. So we've got another 30 minutes to run. Whatever lap the leader is on when the clock reaches 0, it will be their final lap. Chris Foster also making his way into the pits. Godefroy isn't too far behind. He's down a lap on the leader, but he'll go back on the lead lap once they come into the pits. There's Alex Morgan going through ahead of Milden, well ahead of him. And you can see the racer Jared Vermeulen making his way into the pits now, as is Connor Byers. Now does Nathan Booth do the same. Stays out there for now. Peter Van Lyshout doesn't head for the pits either. The apprentice goes for the pits. Matthias Mihalka and Carl Roll go ahead. goes. Here's Mahoka moving in front. Kyle Revel. Nathan Booth leads the race. Now what about Morgan and Vermeulen? I think Vermeulen's just leaving the box now. He should keep hold of his place ahead of Morgan. He's coming around the last few turns. So Vermeulen exits the pits. There is Morgan. I think effectively he could end up in second place, and he is, because Byers is leaving the pits, and Morgan's stint, his second stint, has paid off for him, and he's effectively in second place. It'll take a bit of time for Vermeulen to get his tyres into temperature. There's got an opportunity for Morgan to close him down. Bizzle has been in the pits, as has Jack Prentice. Here's Mahoka as well. Kyle Revel needing to make a change of tyres. See, darkness is hanging over more and more and more. We've got too many drivers in this race left to take their mandatory stops. And Morgan still has the fast lap of the race. There's a yellow flag. It's the 787 that's had a moment, and Kem Cavers is in the pits with a problem. So it looks like his race is effectively done. Walker and Revel have exited their boxes now. You get between Vermeulen in the effectively the net race lead, and Morgan in the net second place is just under 8 seconds. Nathan Booth now comes into the pits. So Show takes over at the head of the pack for now. Duran and Sterling are next to make their way into the pit lane. So we've only got 3 drivers left in the race now who've yet to pit. As Ed Sterling comes in also. So it's Peter van Nyshout, Sergei Grachinkin and Morgan Grace. Ken Cavers has rejoined the race, although I think he may have left actually. So he's the first retirement of this race. Booth has exited his box. Has already gone through. Alex Morgan has already gone through. And Mudders want to get in front. Nathan Booth. So for in 11th place ahead of Thunderwall. Skov and Law, Aragoneses, Busov, Senyo, Luke Princess, Hero Makinen, Carl Mikowski, okay, so Helka, Carl Raffle. That's a battle we've got on circuit between Swizzle and Kosowski for 23rd. He goes for the move up the inside. Does Professor leave in room? He does, but he's gone way too deep. That battle is like Adam Sharp's close in. However, the pilot is taking advantage and he's through. Rowley. I won't be saying the lead once the stop is done though. Conobo's in 5th place, Ben Mills in 6th. Got a fight Van der Waal, Booth, Skov, Law, Aragonesses, Booth's off in 13th, Sonia 14th, Princess, Palace. So it's El Princess, I should say. I don't know why I said that. Euro Makinen, Marcos Maholka, Carl Revel, Kevin Druin in 21st ahead of Ed Sterling, and it's Krzysztof Koslowski, Farglov Whistle, Adam Sharp, Jack Prentice, Ian Simcox, Chris Faster, Zdeněk Volkel, and Dominic Crosby. That's Prentice ahead of Makinen in the fight for 16th. Millions responded to Morgan closing in. He's now over 8 seconds ahead of him. Morgan Gray still continues to be in the temporary race lead, but he's going on a longer first stint. Now, if he comes in with around about 10 minutes to go, it'll be like a shorter stay in the pits for him, and that could well mean finishing in the top 10. He's the only driver left to pit now. We'll suffer a few connection issues, so we can only apologise for that. There is Grace continuing on his way. So the 999 to La, or the 979. That is the 999, it's Zdeněk Volkel, who will want to look back on this race. Who will not want to have a look back on this race in an instant. It's been that far off it again. We've got 20 minutes remaining in the second race of Taco Tuesday Season 12. We were meant to be racing in Spa last week, but due to unforeseeable circumstances, the decision was taken to cancel it and reschedule it for the season finale in early March. .7 seconds is the margin between Grace and Familia, but Grace knows that Vermeulen has got the point for the fastest lap as we speak. He's taken that away from Alex Morgan. When will Grace decide to pit in? But we wait until he runs out of track position. So he's in the pits now for his last stop. His only stop of the race is Morgan Grace, which means everyone will have completed their stops. Let's see how long he stays in the pits for. So that puts him at 18.19, stopping in his box. There's a drive-through penalty also to Ed Sterling, and I can imagine that'll be for track limits. So he will have to serve that within the next 3 laps. It should be around 30 seconds for a pit stop for Grace. Just past that now. It's wait. It's 33 seconds. So he comes out of the pits now. He'll be towards the back of the pack. Sterling comes in to get his drive-through served. There's Alex Morgan in second place, on course for a really good result. A fortnight ago, brought his car home in 5th position after being on the front row, and finishing over nearly a minute off the race winner. On lap number 27, Phil Millen's lead is 9 seconds over Alex Morgan. Then we've got Ben Milden holding off Connor Byers in the battle for the final podium spot. So Milden was able to get ahead of Byers in the round of pit stops. And now we're watching those two fight it out. Go to Godfrey and Boo, because they're tussling themselves in the battle for 6th place. Now, is Booth able to go for a move just yet? The answer is no. Go on board with Booth as they come out of turn number 6. We approach the final quarter of this race. Not long left in the race now. Chase got a fight for 6th place. Behind Booth is Matthias Skov and Alberto Aragonesis, who's had a better time of it tonight than he did so round in South Africa. Behind him is Craig Law, who was fighting at the front earlier before that massive off. Couldn't get the car slowed down. He's somehow remained in this. It's too far back to have a go from where he's at there, so we'll come away from him. And for Mullen at the moment, it's not the entire field except Sedunit Vogel, who's in 28th. He's lapped Ed Sterling, who's had to serve that drive-through. Dominic Cosby is also down a lap. One driver I think will be very happy with this result is Demian van der Waal, who's running in a strong 5th place after qualifying outside the top 10. There's Vermeulen starting his 29th lap ahead of the pack. Hamilton putting in P3 on course for a well-deserved podium. He got the strategy wrong 2 weeks ago because he thought he still needed to make 2 pit stops, whereas around in South Africa he needs to make 2. The rules have changed this season from what they were in previous campaigns. After the round of Indianapolis, we'll be going to Mount Panorama in Bathurst, which will be the 90-minute special. And we've got the rounds of Silverstone, Valencia, Imola, and then Spa, which was meant to host round 2 last week. It was called off. That will take stage for the finale on March the 5th. Continuing to extend the gap. It's 10 seconds. Definitely on course for maximum points again. And if it was to remain as it is, Vermeulen will double his points tally. He'll go on to 82. The question is, he will be in second place in the Drivers' Championship. The answer to that question looks to be in the way of Alex Morgan. At the moment, he'll go on to 70 points. 12 off the championship leader. And in third place in the championship, it's looking like it's going to be Ben Milden. And move on to 62 championship points. Not long left to go in the race now. It's been dry throughout this race. There was rain during practice and it was a damp qualifying session, but in the race there's been no sign of any rain hitting the circuit. Booth, he's behind Godefroy in the battle for 6th place. Godefroy's got ahead of him, remarkably. Godefroy having a better race of it. Booth wants the position back. Is he going to get it here? Doesn't look like he's going to get it there. So we're waiting around for an opportunity. Laura's running in 9th place. He's also closing in. Go on board with Booth again as they come towards the banking. Curve there, and Booth takes an outside line to help him with the acceleration on the exit and get into the slipstream for when they go onto the pit straight. He's got a fight ahead of Booth in the battle for 6th spot. Is Booth going to go for a move into turn 1? Someone's in the pits there. It's the number 100, but we're watching this battle. Booth goes to the outside of Godefroy to turn 1. Is the move completed? The answer is yes. Does Godefroy have anything to respond? The answer is no. The move is completed. Nathan Booth back into 6th place. We've just found out that Peter van Lyshout has encountered problems and he's fallen down to the back of the pack. What a shame, because he has had a brilliant performance tonight. But since his pit stop, it's all fallen apart for him. So he's gone from this race effectively. Second driver out. There's Vermeulen on his own. Got a battle raging now. Booth has just got ahead of Godefroy. Now we've got Skov, Law, Busov and Aragoneses closing in. Law, who we're right on board with now. once Vermeulen crosses over the line to complete his latest lap. About 4 or 5 laps remaining of this. Moment. James on the brakes. Go through, yeah. Looking at the helicopter angle. This Carbuckle for 7th place. Scott, who's had a good time of it this evening in the number 30 McLaren. Seven. Vermeulen has started his 33rd lap, I should say. It's going to be very tight in terms of what lap will be the last lap. I think the 36th lap will be the last one that he does on the circuit. Continuing to drop down in terms of the temperature. It's 10 degrees for both air and track. Less than 7 minutes remaining. Vermeulen on course for maximum points again. Not able to make his way through, neither is Busov. Still no way through just yet, and Scoff is all over the back of Godefroy, but so is Law. Scoff as he takes us through turns 8, 9 and 10. Dirt being kicked up. Scoff just needs to be very careful, he doesn't exceed track limits too many times. Law all over the back, waiting to pounce the teammate contact going into turn 13, and Scoff nearly dropped it. And it looks like Law is about to lose the position to Busov as they go through the last turn. Law stays in front. Get back into the slipstream and have another go. Will he go for it into turn 1 this time? Skov defends the inside line, and there's a tap there from Law. They both get through the corner fine. Still an effort from Skov to get himself up into P8. Van der Waal has done a tremendous job as well in the 433 Porsche. And there, as you can see, your race leader, Gerard Vermeulen, coming up to lap the 100. Well, Peter van Nyscho was able to rejoin the race. He's a few laps down, but if he continues to get to the checkered flag, he can get a championship point out of this. Top 30 finishers do score points. The only retirement of the race has been of Kem Cavers. What about the battle for 8th place? Well, it's still raging on. I think Busov is ahead of Law now, and Law's dropped back, and that's allowed Aragoneses to go into the top 10. Now, can Busov take that 8th position away from Skov before the checkered flag? Haven't got long left to go now in this race. Vermeulen will have 2 more laps to do at the end of this lap. It's been a brilliant drive from him. Still not finished yet. He's only 12 seconds clear of Morgan, but it'll feel like a comfortable lead to him. And you just want to see that checkered flag out and ready. 2 laps to go then for Joe Vermeulen to enjoy. And he'll leave the Indianapolis Motor Speedway with maximum points after the first 2 rounds. Can anyone catch the South African? Through turn 4. Go to the battle for 8th because Skov is still in front of Busov, Aragoneses and Law. The apprentice is trying to close in on this lot as well. Juho Mäkinen is tossing it with Mauro Arsenio. You can see Busov behind Skov. He's doing a brilliant job at the moment holding them up. Joe Vermeulen is about to come round to start the final lap of the race. Providing he's got enough fuel in there, but I'm sure he has done. A dominant drive. Got to the best of starts. Getting the jump on Connor Byers, who dropped back ever since. And Vermeulen was just untroubled. No one could catch him today. So dominant in Kyalami as well. There's confirmation that he's on his last lap. And the battle for 8th is still raging on. And there's Busov looking to the outside of Mateusz Skov through the quick right-left chicane. Busov's line has allowed Aragoneses to pull alongside, and he's got through into 9th place. Can he make it 8th? Because Skov is having to go defensive. Aragoneses looks to the inside, but Busov's got the outside line. He outbrakes him into that. It looks like Busov has got through. Does Aragoneses have anything to respond? He does. He'll have the inside line into the last turn. And he goes through into 9th position, forces Busov onto the grass a little bit. It could be a 3-way battle into turn 1 on this last tour. So it looks like Skov is safe for now, but can Law make a move on both Busov and Aragoneses into turn 1? It goes in between the pair of them. He's ahead of Busov. Is he ahead of Aragoneses as well? The answer is yes. So Craig Law is through ahead of Nico Busov and Alberto Aragoneses into 9th position. What a drive from Craig Law to get back through there after that horrible mistake earlier on. We'll want to go to the race leader because Joe Vermeulen is rounding the last turn to take a dominant victory. Maximum points for Joe Vermeulen. He wins in Taco Tuesday in the Pro category in Season 12 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. A very, very good job from him. Alex Morgan coming round in a well-deserved 2nd place in the McLaren. What a drive. And we'll go to Ben Milden, who had put in the performance of his life tonight to bring his Porsche home, providing he doesn't slide into the barrier with the way he drifted through that. He brings his car home in 3rd position. A brilliant podium. Connor Byers, 4th position. And we've got Demian van der Waal, who will just hold off Nathan Booth to the end for 5th place. Jeffrey Godefroy will be 7th. Scarf will be 8th. Law will just hold off Aragonese, and Busov has just been overtaken by Luke Prentice on that last lap as well. He's down to 12th place. Arsenio 13th ahead of Mäkinen. And we've got Maholka who will be next, ahead of Druin, Kyle Revel, Kozlowski, Calvin McCoskey, Adam Sharp, Sergei Kuchinkin, Jack Prentice, Farcliffe Bizzle, Ian Simcox, Morgan Grace, Chris Farser and Zdeněk Volkel, who's already crossed the line as a lap down. But there's your race winner. It's Jaro Vermeulen in the 144 Ferrari at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in Taco Tuesday. Alex Morgan coming home in 2nd place ahead of Ben Milden and Connor Byers, with Damon van der Waal 5th ahead of Nathan Booth, Jeffrey Godefroy, Matteo Skov, Craig Law and Alberto Aragonese in the top 10. Luke Prentice was 11th, followed by Nico Busov. Mauro Arsenio ahead of Juho Mäkinen, Arkadiusz Mihalka in 15th ahead of Kevin Druin, Carl Revel, Krzysztof Kozlowski, Kevin McCoskey, Adam Sharp, Sergei Kuchinkin, Jack Prentice, Farcliffe Vissel, Ian Simcox, Morgan Grace in a really disappointing 25th. Chris Farster, Zdeněk Volkel, Ed Sterling, Dominic Crosby and Peter van Lyshout were the rest of the finishers. Kem Kevers was the only driver to not finish. In terms of the championship, Jaro Vermeulen is well and truly clear in the championship. Maximum points for him after 2 races. The nearest challenger will be Alex Morgan, who picked up a 5th place 2 weeks ago in Kyalami. He's got a 2nd place tonight to put himself up into 2nd place. And Ben Milden is also up to 3rd in the championship after his podium finish this evening. In terms of the next race, it'll be in Mount Panorama in Bathurst in a week's time. And we hope to see you tune in for then. Make sure you like and subscribe in case you haven't already done so. And we'll do it all again in 7 days' time. I'm Tom Cairns, and I'll speak to you again soon when the Formula Racing League returns.